Understanding radio commercial production. Radio commercials are very important in commercial radio. Radio commercials is where the money is made for the radio station. There are various ways of making money in radio, but the basics of money making in radio is radio commercials. This is how it works. A radio salesperson goes out into the marketplace and looks for items that are not being advertised on their radio station. The salesperson will approach a business owner and ask questions about the owner's business. The salesperson will explain to the owner how radio can help better the owner's business. The salesperson will take the info from that meeting and go back to the station and write up copy for a spec spot. Copy is the script that is necessary to be read by a voice person for a radio commercial. A spec spot is a radio commercial made up with information gathered by the salesperson about that business. Maybe not all of the information is true or complete in the spec spot, but the ad will serve as an example of how the business could be advertised on radio. The commercial spec spot is then produced at the radio station and given to the salesperson. The salesperson takes the spec spot to the business owner and explains to them that this is just an example of how the business could be advertised on radio. If the owner likes it, the salesperson will then gather more info to build a more distinct radio ad for the owner's business that will have all the correct information. The salesperson will then go back to the station and submit the proper paperwork to get the radio commercial produced. This is where radio production is most valuable. Before turning on any audio equipment, you should read over the copy to get an understanding of what is necessary to produce a radio commercial that will paint an audio image of the product into the mind of the listener that best sells that product. You need to gather the necessary audio to make the commercial stand out among all commercials on radio, not just your station, but all stations. It needs to be the best sounding ad on the radio in order to sell the product. If music is necessary, you should use the most appropriate background music possible for this ad to make it stand out. If sound effects are needed, use the best sounds necessary to paint the audio image into the mind of the listener. Remember this, radio is theater of the mind.